Hi there, it's Gregor here. Today I want to show you 10 ways to play the B major 7th chord on the guitar. So let's dig into the lesson. In order to play the B major 7th, it's always good to know of which notes this chord consists. And in the case of the B major 7th, it's the B, which is the root note, then the D sharp, which is the major 3rd, and then you need the perfect 5th, which is the F sharp, and last, the major 7th, which in this case is the A sharp. So now let me show you the chord in the first position. As you can see, you need your middle finger on the 2nd fret on your A string to fret the root note, which is the B. Then you need your index finger on the 1st fret on your D string, that's the D sharp. And now you need the pinky finger to fret the A sharp on the G string on the 3rd fret, and the B string, the open B string. And last, you need your ring finger to fret the 2nd fret on your high E string to fret the F sharp. And that's the entire chord. Alright, let's move on. The second position chord is this one here. That's the most common chord shape probably for the B major 7th chord. Here you need to fret the A string on the 2nd fret. That's again the root note, it's your B. Then you need your perfect 5th, it's on the 4th fret on your D string, the F sharp. Now you need to use your middle finger to fret the 3rd fret on your on your G string. That's your A sharp. And last you need your pinky finger on the 4th fret on your B string to fret the D sharp. And alternatively, you can use your index finger to fret the 2nd fret on your E string as well. That's the F sharp. It's a slightly different voicing with the F sharp on top. So it's not an entire bar, so you don't need to fret 5 strings with your index finger. You're just fretting 2 strings, namely the A string and the high E string. The other strings are muted, so good. Let's take a look at the 3rd position chord, and it's this one here. As you can see, you need your middle finger to fret the 6th fret on your A string, which is your D sharp. The next note is the B, which is fretted on the 4th fret on your B string with your index finger. And now you need to fret the 7th fret on your B string with your pinky finger. That's the F sharp. And last, you need your ring finger to fret the 6th fret on your high E string in order to fret the A sharp. Here you need to mute the D string. It's best to touch it with your middle finger and to mute or to avoid to play the low E string as well. If you want to mute it, then definitely use your middle finger for this as well. So, as you can see, you're using your middle finger to mute the low E string, to fret the 6th fret on your A string, and simultaneously to mute the D string as well. Alright, let's move on. The next chord shape is this one here. And this one is probably the hardest of all 10, because you need to stretch between the ring finger and the middle finger, between the 6th fret and the 4th fret, and that's definitely a hard one. So use your pinky finger to fret the root note on the 7th fret on the low E string. Then you need your D sharp with your ring finger on the 6th fret on your A string. And now you need to stretch with your middle finger in order to fret the 4th fret on your D string. That's your F sharp. And last, you need the A sharp on your G string on the 3rd fret. Alright, let's move on. The next chord shape is this one here. That's definitely a common one. Here you got your root note on the 7th fret on your low E string. Then you need to fret the D string on the 8th fret. That's your A sharp. Now you need your D sharp fret it with your pinky finger on the 8th fret on your G string. And last, you need your F sharp on the 7th fret on your B string. Here it's best to mute the E string and to mute the A string as well. You're muting the A string with your index finger by slightly touching it, while simultaneously fretting the 7th fret on your low E string. And the E string is muted with this part here, so you just need to slightly touch the high E string. Alright, the next chord shape is a slight variation of the previous one, but you are just using the E string, the A string, the D string and the G string to fret the entire chord. And the E string, the high E string and the B string are muted in this case. Use your index finger to fret the low E string on the 7th fret. Now you need to drop your pinky finger on the 9th fret on your A string. And then you need your middle finger to fret the 8th fret on your D string, to fret the A sharp. And last, you need your middle finger to fret the 8th fret on your G string in order to fret the D sharp. And that's the entire chord. And like I said before, mute the B string and the E string. Technically, you can play the B string because it's your root note, but it might sound weird if you're playing this. So it's best to avoid this note. Let's move on. The next chord shape is this one here. And here you got your pinky finger on the 9th fret on your D string, which is your root note. Next note is the D sharp, 8th fret on your G string. And the next note is the F sharp played with your middle finger on the 7th fret on your B string. The next note is the A sharp played with your index finger on the 6th fret on your high E string. Good, let's move on. The next chord shape is this one here. As you can see, you are just fretting 4 strings, namely the D string, the G string, the B string and the high E string. So use your index finger to fret the 9th fret on your D string. That's your root note, that's your B. Now use your ring finger to fret the G string on the 11th fret, the B string on the 11th fret and the high E string on the 11th fret. Alternatively, you can use your middle finger. If that's easier for you, then by all means do it. Alright, the next shape is this one here. It's on the same position, so your index finger stays on the 9th fret on your D string. And now you are using your middle finger to fret the 11th fret on your low E string. That's your D sharp. And now you are using your ring finger to fret the 11th fret on your G string. That's your F sharp. And last, you need your pinky finger, drop it on the 11th fret on your B string in order to play the A sharp. Alright, here you definitely need to mute the A string. You are touching it with your middle finger, and you need to mute the high E string. And that's done with your pinky finger or again with this part of your hand. So, alright, the last chord shape is this shape. As you can see, you need your pinky finger on the 14th fret on your A string. That's your root note, it's the B. Now use your ring finger to fret the 13th fret on your D string, which is the D sharp. And now you need your F sharp, which is played on the 11th fret on your G string. And your A sharp, which is played with your index finger as well on the 11th fret on your B string. Alright, there we have it. I hope that you liked this tutorial. If so, then hit the like button, and until then, stay tuned.